Hello my loves, welcome to today's reading. So right away, if you're not new to this channel and you know my videos and how I pronounce words and talk, you may notice, oh my gosh, there's a small difference here. I've been gone for a couple of days, actually it probably makes it into 2 weeks now, taking care of my health, and I'm wearing a splint now, a tooth splint. I'm trying to learn how to talk with it, so it will take some time, but that is my excuse for having a really shitty pronunciation occasionally. If that's the case, I can't really tell anymore. So sorry for that, guys. Hopefully you can still enjoy the video. Hopefully it's not really hearable. But yeah, I just wanted to put this out of the way. So it's said and you don't wonder what's wrong with her. But yeah, welcome to today's reading. For today we have 4 shells to choose from. Different types of shells. I kind of dug around the place and found wonderful shells from back then when I used to have a vacation before Corona season. So yeah, I decided to use them in a video. I think they're quite beautiful, really. I'll bring them to the camera closer so you can see. But if you're new to this channel or this concept of pick a card readings, the way it works is that you have a couple of piles or crystals, or in this case shells, to choose from, and then just try to feel which of those shells calls your attention the most. So it can be just an explainable pull, just your eye, your attention is getting drawn to one pile more than the rest. Try not to overthink it, because then you get a little bit confused. So to just take a moment, breathe in, breathe out, and try to feel which calls out to you. It can be that more than one calls out to you, that can happen. In this case, that could potentially mean that there are messages for your specific situation in a couple of those piles for a specific reason. It could be romance here, money situation there, and so on. Once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment section below or to the description box, and then you can click the right timestamp that corresponds to your shell in this case and learn all about your next big breakthroughs. Yay! That's being said, let's introduce the shells. I love saying this, shells. Okay. So group number 1, we have this beautiful shell. They say if you put it to your ear, you can hear the sea from it. That usually probably works with bigger ones, but I'm not quite sure. I'll let you know later. Group number 2 with this beautiful pink shell. It's a little bit damaged by the time. And then we have group number 3 with this beautiful, very various brown shaded shell. If you're wondering how it looks from the other side. And then my favorite actual one, number 4, which is literally a piece of beautiful rock, like coral, I guess, that turned into rock. Well, basically, just some type of rock with a seashell on the other side stuck to it, which I find it so peculiar and so cute. I decided to use it. Okay. So, whichever shell calls your attention, no need to rush. You can take all the time that you need. You can pause the video if you like to. But I'm going to go ahead and start with group number 1. Hello, my loves. Welcome. If you chose this shell here, then this is your reading about your next big breakthroughs. Now, right away, if you skip the intro, you might notice that my speech is a little bit different than usual. And the reason behind this is, if you're new, you probably cannot tell. But if you're older subscriber of mine, you probably can hear me being a little bit weird with my pronunciation. Yeah, if you missed the intro, sorry for that. You might hear this for quite a while, actually, because I'm doing some sort of dental treatment. So I'm going to be talking with the splint. Hopefully that's not much of a bother to you guys, and hopefully you can still enjoy the video. So today we're shuffling camera, and we're going to have a look into your anything, actually. We're going to have a look into every possible breakthrough that is coming through into your life. It can be romance, it can be some platonic connections, it can be literally anything. We're just gonna go with the flow, shuffle on the camera today, and see what happens next. All right, without further ado, let's hop into it. So, group number 1, next big breakthroughs. This one. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. Okay. And on the back we have the Fool, and on the other side we have the 2 of Wands. All right, so right away I can see like big changes happening, and most likely in your professional environment or your physical environment in general. So it could be also something that you have been working on before, or you will be in the next few months. And I do see it's physical changes, so it could be a change of profession. It could be a change of homes. It could be relocation too, because we had the Two of Wands on the back, and this can indicate relocation. On the other side, we had the Fool. That can also sometimes point out to being adventurous, you know, taking the leap of faith, and just like going with the flow and traveling or exploring new horizons. So the Wheel of Fortune is more of an unexpected card, like some really, really cool, some really great news happening very spontaneously. It's like a lucky twist, lucky change. And considering that it's next to the Eight of Pentacles, it makes me think that it's, first of all, something that has to do with your material well-being around you. It could be your job, it could be your home too. And also it has to do with the material part also speaks to me with the Tower card. So it's something that has to do with your material changes, something major is happening. And I feel like through the next couple of, I would say months, yeah, this news drop in, you start working on it, and then this change happens, because the Tower can indicate like crisis situations. But in my readings, very often it talks about like situations that change, like physical situations, relocations perhaps. Something that has to do literally with your physical environment, with your building, for instance. It could be that just when you relocate to a new place, or you change the place where you used to live, it could also be indicated with this Tower card too. But let's hop into a couple more cards. We'll be able to tell more. So, right away we have Blossom in Abundance. Well, that's a sweet card to get, isn't it? Like, wait a second, I'm just gonna make it easier for you to see. So we have Blossom in Abundance. On the back of the deck, we have the Journey, and on the other side, we have the Storm Warning. And the Storm Warning, it's a warning, right? It's never a bad card. When this comes through, it always makes me think about, like, first of all, new beginnings, because we have number 1 here, just right away popped in. Another thing is about, like, physical changes. As you can see, it literally has the same image here. It has literally the same image of a lightning bolt striking the building. Like a physical building here, a physical building here. You can see. So right away, that makes me think that there's going to be some changes in the physical environment around you. So it's possible relocation, because we also have the Journey on the back. Or at the very least, by relocation, it could be that you're moving to a new office. It could be that you're moving into a new physical space. It could be that you're maybe making a trip somewhere in the next couple of months. But there's some news coming in. It's very prosperous, so I would assume it has to do with your social circle. That's one thing, with the number 3, but also with your work environment or your physical environment. Something about your material environment. Some great news are coming in that makes you work on something, and then there's change happening. Now, it can be also different for others. It could be that this change is literally this entire process talks about the change. So for others, it could be news that you receive. For others, it could be just breakthrough progress of a sort when it finally is happening. Also, I made a mistake, put this back because this was on the back of the deck. All right, let me get you one more card. I kind of want to get more details rather than confirmations. Oh, and the Blossom in Abundance talks about prosperity. So it's positive change for you. It's definitely a change, more material, physical change towards a better blossoming abundance of yours. Whatever that means in your situation. Go to number 1. So right away, this pops up. Courage. Okay. On the back, we have the psychic abilities and the grieving. So maybe it could have to do... So the grieving could be a lot of things. Like, for instance, if you really are moving from one place to another, obviously you have to leave something behind. The Tower talks about, changes that are very saddened. But as I said before in my readings, it talks about more physical changes, more material changes. And it means that you have to leave something in order to let something in. And that's where the grieving can come from. It can be that you just will feel not like sad or anything, but more like, there's always a sad feeling when you move from one point to another and you have to leave something behind. There's always like this, nostalgic kind of like feeling that it's always hard to let go, whatever that is. Even if it's something that doesn't serve you right, it's still kind of hard because you got routined into it, Psychic abilities. I do feel like you knew this. You were just literally asking for this change, like you were pulling this, perhaps you were manifesting this change. I feel like it was like you were really wanting it, and either way you did it intentionally or unintentionally, but it's a change that's going to happen through the next couple of months, and you manifest it into your life. And the courage here talks about you. This is our main card, so we're going to just refer to this. The courage card talks about, being courageous, going for it. Because I don't think it's going to be, I'm not saying it's going to be hard, but I do think, letting go of something to let something in, it always is a period where you need to be a little bit brave. It takes courage to leave things behind. Because I do think in this situation, you kind of rearrange something. You kind of let go of something. And it has probably to do with your material well-being. Something like your physical well-being, material well-being. Yeah, okay. There's 2 decks that call my attention, but I'm just going to go with the one that was just random one. Okay, so let's get you one more card. We're going to get a lot of cards today to see any possible detail. I'm just going to stop at this one. Okay, another change. We have the Metamorphosis card, which I probably don't pronounce correctly. And then we have in the back of the deck, making a choice. And on the other side, Deep Freeze. Now, I do think something's moving. Something's definitely changing. You'll have to make a choice in order to move from this freezing state. By freezing state, when this card comes through, and I know it's not a main card, it was just on the back, but if you need to listen to my readings, I usually interpret the situation from a lot of perspectives. From both sides, from both, yeah. I have my own ways, but yeah. Point is, it feels like something that hasn't been moving before, or it just felt like, you kind of move from this deep freeze state by making the choice, by accepting something and working on it. So this is where I think the courage plays a role. Because this choice of yours, you have to have courage to let go of the older patterns, but also to kind of make a decision too. So I think for a lot of you guys, this will include some sort of decision. It could be, as I said before, a couple of scenarios. It could be that something comes into your life as a news and you make a decision, start working on it, and it pays off. Or it could be that something already that you've been working on, it finally, because we had the deep freeze, right? It finally moves. You work on it and it's still physically, so the point is it still physically changes, so you see the results. You see you have the metamorphosis here, and it's very prosperous for you. So it's something that is going to push you towards a better direction. So I would assume, considering the cards that we have, that has to do with your material well-being in terms of your career, perhaps your quality of life, your house. Even for some of you, we don't have much of a home here, so take it as it resonates, but for some of you it could be a message. And yeah, metamorphosis here. Number 7, also luck. Number 7 associates to me with lucky and fast pacing changes, and that usually associates with me with this card, with the Wheel of Fortune. Lucky changes, and something kind of elevates your quality of life, I feel. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Let's get you one more card from here, and then I think I'm gonna get you a couple more cards, and then we're gonna be kind of over with it, but I'm gonna go again through and see, maybe I feel something else, but I'll just get you this one. Okay, your hard work's paying off. So for some of you, yes, you could be already working on this and it finally pays off. On the back, we have your commitments being tested, so it is something that will require you to be persistent, to be courageous, to push this through, and nothing is yet set in stone. So it means that makes me think of the deep freeze card that we had on the back of the deck here. Nothing is set in stone. It means that, the progress that you put, the effort that you put into this whatever matter it is. But once again, we talked about with you that it has to do with material changes, right? So whatever that is, I feel like, and I see that it improves, it gets better, and there's changes. So it moves from this deep freeze. There is a choice that you might have to do in between, and I do feel like it might be a couple of them. It doesn't have to be one specific choice. And yeah, your commitment's been tested. It is something that will take a little bit of time to form, but it is like a progression that will bring the outcomes that you desire, and it will transform your life in a good direction. It depends, of course, on the amplitude we're looking at. For some of you, it could be like a big, massive change, like moving houses, moving countries, like starting education, finishing education, starting, really those kind of big physical changes when you relocate from the buildings, to reattach from the building, detach from the building. And it could be also career-wise, to change in jobs, leaving a job, kind of moving from one office to another too. But it has to do with your better life quality, basically, because we have the abundance. So whether it's a big amplitude change or a smaller one, in any case, it is transformation that is very positive in your life, and it will bring you a lot of abundance. We have the abundance here. And it could be also in the long term, this abundance comes through. So with work, like through the next couple of months and farther, because we had your commitment is being tested. Now to the main card. Your hard work is paying off. So your hard work is paying off. That's kind of it. There is a new beginning happening for you. And the Capricorn usually associates to with somebody very career-oriented, So it could be something that has to do with your career. Capricorn signs also associate to me with work, hard work. So it kind of really blends well with this card here with the Eight of Pentacles. It could be career, yes. For a lot of you, it could be career we're talking here, or education that has to do with your career, qualification of a sort, leveling up, yeah. Anyways, cool. Getting qualification, for instance. But in any case, I see you being courageous. I see you making a couple of choices, working on what you're working, and situations definitely changing. Like you can see the change with the Tower and the metamorphosis. And it's a good change because we have a lucky number 7 here, and the Wheel of Fortune kind of feel like it implicates the entire journey. So it's a lucky change, a positive change. And with the Abundance card here, we have a confirmation that it's going to bring you very good outcomes. It's a positive change, definitely. In your career environment, in your physical environment, in some sort of material, career, physical environment of yours. For some of you, it could be something that you have been already doing for a while, and it starts paying off. I do feel like for those who associate with the wild work, it could be something that you started like 2, 3, 4 months ago, even maybe something that you dropped and then you began again. Yeah, for those who associate with. For others, if you're looking for a sense of direction, where to go, I feel like that's coming through soon and it's lasts for a while, and then it's going to make really, really significant, at least, changes to your life. For you, they're going to be significant and definitely positive for you. All right. Let me see if I want to get you one more card. Do I? Let's get you one more card. All right, so let's shuffle you the monkeys here. Let's get you one. Okay, that was fast. Work occupation. How more straightforward I can get. On the back, we have the house and the marriage card. So for a lot of you, it could be relocation too. Others could be in terms of relationship. I don't see that happening too much. It could be that marriage card sometimes talks about like, you can see the number 3, right? Social number. You could talk about bonding, basically, about bonding with your surroundings, about changing your environment, perhaps in terms of your social circle too. Perhaps if you move to a new place, if you start university, or if you move to a new home, your social circle also kind of changes. Because the marriage card makes me think about bonding in general. It doesn't have to be marriage, but more like bonding. And number 3 makes me think about social circles, so people, bonding with people. Others could be, yes, house. For a minority, definitely very minority, because we have a lot of career. But for a minority, it could be relationship-based change, or it could be an additional message. Take it as it resonates. But yeah, because we have number 2, partnerships, 3, social circles, we have the marriage in the house. It could be something with house and marriage that is, well, not exactly marriage, but like a house and relationships that is changing in the next couple of months. It could be an additional message. I don't see that much amplitude there, so it could be just like a relationship gets stronger, or for those who are in a relationship, but that's just an extra message that I had to mention. For others, for the majority, because we have a lot of work occupation situation here. It has to do with work occupation. Here we have it. And once again, number 7. So some sort of lucky changes in your financial, material, occupation, kind of like physical well-being. In general, take it as an energy that I'm feeling from career, education could be your home for some of you. But in general, your quality of life definitely improves as we go on. All right, I think that's kind of it. What I see for you, group number 1. All right. Okay, let me know what you think about this reading. Also, I'm sorry. I hope it was understandable. I will listen to this audio later, but I hope it was understandable because it's really hard to talk with this teeth splints that I have right now. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below it resonated or didn't. Also, feel free to watch the rest of the videos about work, occupation, career. There's a couple of interesting videos that you might find useful and relatable to the specific reading. But that's it for today, and I wish you a great day, and I'll be seeing you in my next readings. Bye! Hello, group number 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the pink shell here, then this is your reading about your next big breakthroughs. So everything that is going to be happening in your, well, not everything, but the major key points that are going to be changing in the next couple of weeks, months, depends how we see it. we're shuffling camera today, and the way this reading is going to go, well, it's going to go very intuitive. So it's going to be very, very chaotic in an organized way. I hope that makes sense. Also, if you missed the intro, you might notice that my pronunciation is a little bit different than usual. If you're a regular at my channel, if you're a new one, you probably don't notice, and welcome, by the way. But yeah, that's because I've been off a little bit of YouTube, taking care of my health, so I have now a tooth splint. And hopefully that's not very bothersome, and hopefully you can understand everything that I'm saying. Let's see how it works. But yeah, to the reading. So, get ready, get cozy, and let's get started. Let's see your biggest breakthroughs, group number 2. Right away, this one. Okay, we have the 4 of Swords. Okay. Oh yeah, Ace of Wands. And oh, this one. This one. Oh, how lovely. On the back we have Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups. So your breakthroughs have to do with relationships. This is the energy I'm getting. This is the message I'm kind of interpreting right now from these cards. And at the same time, I feel like this is going to be a very sudden new beginning with somebody. I feel like somebody might come forward with their feelings. So the Page of Cups associates to me with young love, fascination, excitement. Somebody who holds their feelings for you. It could be also you for them, but I think that refers to a person, the opposite of the other person. The Knight of Swords makes me think about fast changes that happen into your life. So with the Ace of Wands, that can be interpreted, oh my goodness, this splint is really hard to talk in. But yeah, as changes that have, like that are coming very suddenly, very new and sudden changes. So, what do we have so far here? Let me just place the cards properly, and then I can add you more cards here. But yeah, the 4 of Swords makes me think about a time where nothing was happening. Let me elaborate. So, this probably has to do with your romantic life, most likely. I do feel like this has to do with either, for some of you, it could be platonic connections. For others of you, it could be your romantic connections, because the Ace of Wands, it's fire, it's more like about passion. Whenever this comes alongside with a lot of cups energy, it feels like it has to do with your romantic life. Now, the 4 of Swords makes me think that there was a period of time that nothing was happening. Either way you were taking a break from somebody, or there was not like a real commitment happening in your romantic life. And then like all of a sudden, I would say, even because we had the fast pace and Knight of Swords, right? There is this Ace of Wands, this new passion. All of a sudden you feel ignited and attracted to somebody. And then there is this very, very, very fulfilling feeling, because this is like a wish getting granted. So it could be, there was not much happening in your romantic life. Could be also platonic for the minority of you. And then all of a sudden you feel like those new feelings, those butterflies in your tummy, or your warm, fuzzy feelings for platonic relationships. And it feels like it's all you ever wanted. At the very least, I see you seeing that person as somebody very fulfilling. So it could be, either way, this talks, we'll see a little bit later with the cards, but this could talk about, either way, the relationship being very fulfilling. But I do feel it refers to more of a sooner future. So it means that you will find this person very fit into your standards, very like, you'll be like, wish getting granted, like you'll feel like you manifested this person. Because the fire energy can also talk about manifestation. So the Ace of Wands next to the Nine of Cups makes me think that this attraction is going to be like a wish getting granted. Very, very passionate attraction, very, very fulfilling attraction to this person. From the other point of view, I do feel like there's going to be a very nice like romantic season with this person, but I cannot elaborate more on it because I need to see the cards. I do feel this has to do mainly with your perception of the person, how well they look to you, how incredible great they look to you, how well-fitting they look to you. And like after a long pause when perhaps nobody was fitting, or perhaps you felt like there was no progress in your romantic or platonic for some of you life, boom, it happens. All right, but that's enough with the tarot cards. Let's get you a couple of oracle cards and we'll see what else can we see right away. This one. Okay, Angel of Strength, and the number 5, which talks about changes. Now, that's on the back. We have the first chakra, which is a chakra of attraction, like sexual attraction, and then we have the strategy. So I do feel like you're gonna be very attracted to this person to a degree where you will be wanting something more with them. Like you will want to build a relationship with them. And for a lot of you, I do feel We'll see. But for some of you, it could be that this is going to be like lasting for long, because the Angel of Strength can talk about the fact that this relationship is going to be strengthening up and it's going to get like better and better. But since it came in the beginning and with number 5, it makes me think that like the area which was weaker, let's call it like this, gets stronger. So if you felt like your romantic love was not there, you were lacking it, well, it comes in, it changes, and there is changes happening in that section of your life. So that's when the Angel of Strength comes through, like, you know, some changes are happening through. Another message that I'm getting is that somebody could come forward with their feelings, because we had the Page of Cups on the back of the deck here. So it could be that somebody's coming with their feelings and they need this courage, the conflict with courage towards you. Another sign, it could be that it could be a Leo, because we have a little bit of fire here and this Leo figure pops up to me. So this person could be a Leo, because I feel like a very passionate person, could be also very persistent. But in any case, you'll feel very attracted to this person, kind of will feel very fitted person, you know. Number 5 obviously talks about changes here, and yeah, that's kind of it. I'll go back to it if I see more messages, but for now, let's get you more cards and we'll see what else. So we have the boundaries. On the back, we have the travel and the grieving. Okay, that's an interesting message. I don't think that has to do with a lot of you guys. It is a very specific message, so I'm going to voice it. The boundaries, and we had then the grieving and the traveling, right? On the back and the front of the deck. Now, this makes me think that it could be that this relationship has a distance ongoing. So it could be that there is language barrier, distance barrier, some sort of ethnicity barrier. It could be that this person is of a different ethnicity than you are. It could also be that for some of you, this person lives away from you. So it's not that easy to meet with this person. It could be that. So the boundaries have to do mainly with physical obstacles, because we had the travel in there. So for some of you, it doesn't have to be for everyone, because I don't think it's a very specific message, but this person is from abroad, or it could be even from the same town, but they just are in a different location at that point of time. That could be one of the reasons whether we have the boundaries, but in general, there is some sort of could be some boundaries in the relationship in terms of physical environment, perhaps, but I don't think it's, the grieving, I don't feel like it's such strong of an energy. But yeah, this person could be actually from a different country. They could be traveling a lot. You could be traveling a lot. Maybe there was a little bit of, maybe that's why there was this pause. If you have a person in mind and you're wondering about them, it could be a message for you, this reading, if it resonates so far, that this pause that you had to this person because of these boundaries, all of a sudden there is a reignition and the relationship gets stronger. That's for some of you, because I'm getting a lot of messages, so that's one area. For others, just the person's different ethnicity, the boundaries have to do with language or location kind of situation. And for others of you, I think for the majority, because we see here a new relationship happening, the boundaries could be talking about, it's quite particular what the boundaries could be talking though in that case. There might be a small, for those who are starting with somebody new who you didn't have in mind, one message I'm getting here, it could be that it won't go as fast as you want. Because I feel like you're going to be like, you know, very, very into this person, very attracted, like wanting so much to be with this person because you can already imagine the future with them. You saw the strategy on the back of another deck here. So yeah, for others of you, it could be that things just not going to go as fast as you were hoping for them to go. All right, so now for the boundaries, let's go to something nice. Let's see, what else can we see? This one. Moonlight. On the back, we have the strength again. And magical map shifter. Map shifter. All right. Map shifter. The moonlight makes me think about not enough clarity, things not moving as fast as you want, because it usually associates to me with an element of time, because we have the sun clock here. It could be time that this relationship needs a little bit of time. You're definitely very attracted to this person. This relationship will get stronger. It will, at the very least, reignite, or your feelings for this person will reignite. But I do feel like there are some sort of boundaries, and this needs a little bit of time. So it could be that either way you are too sure, but they are not, which I'm not quite sure if that's the case. There's a lot of different energies that I'm feeling here because it's very individual. But there's, let's just put it like this. There is ignition of feelings. you feel very attracted, like a wish getting granted for this person. You have already like an idea and you want things to move forward. This relationship kind of starts over where there was a dead point, but there's still a couple of boundaries in the way. It could be physical boundaries in terms of location, for instance. Now take it as it resonates. It could be also other boundaries. Just try to feel what these cards could potentially talk to you, because you're all different, guys. You all have different situations. But yeah, definitely an element of time needed in this relationship to develop. All right, so let's get you one more card. Let's see what else can we see about this situation of yours. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. On the back we have the luck is on your side, and then the new romantic cycle begins. Okay, we have new beginnings. It's just new moon cards, notice that one, right? So new beginnings. Definitely there is a reignite of feelings and reignite of the situation with this person too. Luck is on your side. It feels like this situation with boundaries, it's gonna get resolved. You and your loved ones are safe. When this card comes through, it makes me think about, first of all, Cancer energy. Makes me think of relationships. So definitely personal relationships and stuff. But also, when this card comes into my readings, it makes me think that everything's going to be okay. You know, it's a very generic phrase. We want to hear the specifics, but in this case, I can tell you that everything's going to be okay. So what did that mean? It means that this situation here with the boundaries, I feel like it's going to get resolved. It will need time. That's what I'm telling you right now. It will need time. It won't happen right away as fast as you want, but it will need a little bit of time. But there is a reassurance that something new is starting, and it just needs a little bit of time to resolve. Now, another aspect that I was noticing is that this person or you could be a Cancer or have a significant planet in your chart, for instance, like Venus that influences your romantic life, or like Sun, Moon that is Cancer, for instance, because I feel like this is a prominent sign for some of you. Also, it could be a Libra or a Sagittarius. Even though I did say about Leo energy, consider those 4 signs. You might have them in, or you or the other person might have them in your chart, or they can be literally your sun sign. Yeah, your romantic cycle begins, and luck is on your side, so things will get resolved. This romantic cycle will strike in. We see it already happening, and it will develop. It just needs time. All right, one more card I'm gonna get you, and that's gonna be the monkeys. I get the monkeys quite often. I just really, really like them. So let's see what else can we see about your... Okay, this one just wants my attention. Sad news. Okay. I think it has to do with the grieving we saw. Don't freak out. I see this being like in between situation. On the back we have the hope, big water. So maybe that's what the sad news has to do with hope, expectation, and the main person. We have the main person here. So this card associates to me with progress, moving towards somewhere. Moving towards something big too. And then notice the moon, right? We have the moon. The little looks a little the same, actually. I always notice the moon in this card too, because it makes me think about like hoping for something but not having the full picture yet, because things need to develop. And this hope has to do with a person, obviously, because we had it on the back of the deck. And the sad news have to do with that, because you want that change. If you add 1 and 5, it makes it into 5. You want that change with this person, right? You want to move on, like, into something stronger. And potentially I can see this happening. You will. But it just needs time. There's a couple of physical, even obstacles that need to be resolved here, I think. Some sort of material, kind of like environmental around them, around you, circumstances, I feel like. But don't worry, this card is a reassurance. We saw a lot of cards of new beginnings. Oops, I shook the camera. Of new beginnings, of new progress here. We see like this new moon here and this reassurance card that everything's going to be okay with your personal connections. So yes, if I had to describe what I'm feeling right now, it just needs time. Like if this news are going to happen in the next 2 months, for instance, this might need some time, maybe until the end of the year, at least, to develop. Yeah. I know it's not very optimistic what I'm saying right now, but it has a good prospect, right? So good things are worth waiting for. But yeah, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the reading. It was actually pretty cool. It was really optimistic. Just needs time. Nobody likes hearing that, but yeah, hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll be waiting for you in my next video. Until then, have a great day, and I'll be seeing you around. Bye. Hello, number threes. Welcome to your reading. So, if you missed the intro, one fair warning: my pronunciation, if you're not a new one but you're a regular visitor of mine, my pronunciation a little bit changed. I was going through a couple of was taking care of my health, so I was not around on YouTube for a bit. So now my pronunciation changed a little bit. Hopefully that's not very distracting for you and you can still follow the video and still enjoy it. But yeah, that's the small change we have here. I just wanted to give you fair warning because I feel a little bit insecure with this dental splint ongoing. But hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. I'll try to pronounce things as clearly as I can. But yeah, welcome to your reading. And today we're going to have a look into your biggest breakthroughs. So what they can be literally anything. They can be your romantic, platonic connections, your professional life, material environment, anything that is very prominent in the next couple of months, perhaps weeks, perhaps years. We'll see. It's very open to interpretation. That's not a really easy word for my current dental splint situation, but we'll work on it. But yeah, we're shuffling camera. And yeah, let's get started. So group number 3, this one. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. Oh, and we have the 3 of Swords. Okay. So what I'm seeing here. Okay. So, I forgot to mention that on the back and the front of the cards because I had a look, but I forgot to mention them to you. On the back, we have the 9 of Wands, and on the other side of the deck, we have the 10 of Wands. Now, this can talk about just, a mental, not a mental, like just an exhaustion of a sort. So this situation has been quite exhausting for you, and it's mostly emotional, I think, in terms of your passionate life, in terms of most likely your romantic life. Now, 10 of Wands talks about attachments, where you can talk, in this case, that's how I'm interpreting it. And the 9 of Wands talks about, kind of like the after battle, being like a little bit tired already. So yeah, in a combination, what I can see here is that there is a person in your mind, perhaps when you click this video, and perhaps you're wondering if there's going to be any progress with them, or perhaps you didn't, perhaps you already made your mind. Because what I'm seeing here is that you're cutting off somebody from your life in the next couple of weeks. I think that has to do with weeks. I'm feeling weeks. It's not a long term. It could be months for some of you, but it's not a super long term future. So there's a person, or it could also talk about your feelings towards this person, but basically there's somebody you have feelings for, you had feelings for, and you decide to do what's best for you. You feel like very decisive and you just cut them off. So this 3 of Swords can talk about sadness, sorrow, but the Queen of Swords next to it can talk about this decision to make this break up of a sort, or to back off from a connection that didn't really successfully develop in terms of romance, most likely in this case. For some of you, it could be platonic connections. Maybe a platonic connection of yours didn't work out the way you wanted, but I do see that you're very stern, you're very persistent. You decide to you try to probably not even think about this person. You try to just definitely cut them off from your life and just move on, That's how it feels like here. And I think that's a good change. I mean, probably doesn't have to do with your career much, because I was hoping to get some sort of career, but it's a very healthy choice, because I feel like you get this mental clarity here. You kind of try to get this addiction to them out of the way. So the Door to Spirit. Now, another thing, when this card comes through, and let's see what we have on the back. We have the Woman holding the coin and the Angel of Love. Okay, it could be that you're also going to focus on your career. But what I'm seeing here, because we had in the back the Woman holding the coin and then the Angel of Love on the other side, I do feel like your mindset is going to switch a little bit. What does that mean? It means that from all this romantic, based on feelings, just thinking about this person too much, getting a little bit obsessive over those thoughts, you kind of feel very clear. There's a big contrast here. I think you get more stern, more clear-minded from it, and you just move on. Now, it could talk about platonic relationships too. It could be just a friendship that didn't serve you right, and you finally find the courage to move on. Now, there could have been communication with this person through the internet. It could be that you just, because this sometimes can indicate the internet. Another feeling that I got from here for some of you is that 3 and 2 makes it into 5, so we have changes ongoing. And then Door to Spirit makes me think about just freeing those thoughts away, like clarity of the mind of a sort. That's how it feels to me, like kind of like, freeing yourself from those thoughts. So I think you're getting, even perhaps some of you will focus on your career a little bit more, but you're definitely trying and making a decision to clear, like it feels like you're very collected, very stern, very like altogether and clear-minded here, and you just decide to focus on kind of like, cut off those feelings, kind of like just back off from them. And that's a very healthy choice. But let's see what comes with that choice, because we see so far some sort of like emotional connection being cut, and you make a decision for that. Could be also that you make this decision through the internet. We have the animals. On the back we have passion and freedom. So definitely a situation that involves passion. We also had a lot of wand energy on the other deck on the back. So yeah, passion situation viewers, for a lot of you could be romantic, as I said before, and you free yourself from that. There's an essence of freedom. And once, okay, not just I noticed this, like, can you see that? I'm just going to point out if you don't, but I'll give you a second to just look at those cards, what they have in common. They all have birds. Bird, bird, bird. Element of freedom. It's just so screaming out here. It is just so screaming out here. Now with the animals here, usually this card really confuses me. If you're not new to my channel, you might have seen how I'm always complaining when this card comes through, because I'm always like having a hard time understanding what it wants to tell me. But it kind of makes me feel like about taming your wild side, basically, kind of like your instincts, because when we are having feelings for somebody, our emotions are usually a natural feeling that just takes over us, So it makes me think about like taming yourself in a good way, like this person's taming this wolf here, like taming yourself and freeing yourself. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling this to be, like more like about taking control of your emotional instincts, like your some sort of like impulses, and being like very clear-minded. It feels like a very healthy energy. It's not an easy decision, I'll tell you that. It's not an easy decision, but it feels like, yeah, it feels like definitely cutting somebody off from your life, or at the very least you halt communication. And this could be this change, this kind of like halting communication, like, or the last time you talk with this person could be through the internet, or you halt this communication through messaging through the internet. Whichever resonates, take it as it resonates. But it's a very specific message, so if you were not able to resonate with it so far, you can check out maybe another pile that draw your attention. It could be that there's just a specific message that might come across still that is meant for you. Intentions, okay. Then we have the one running circles in the back, and healing the ouch. Again, like kind of recovering from something, recovering from a heartbreak, recovering from something that, from an unsuccessful, it's so hard to pronounce with this splint on, from an unsuccessful or unhealthy emotional connection. So some sort of like rehab is happening, that you are initiating it. Yeah, and the one ring circles makes me think usually about like situations that you feel stuck at, like you just have like this limited space and you feel like you have this heavy elephant and there's like no way around it, like you cannot move anywhere. And I feel like you're changing this, like you're definitely changing the situation for the best. All right, then we have the intentions, our actual main card. Now the intentions makes me think about clarity of the mind too. Like I'm looking, first thing that catches my attention is those dandelions everywhere, right? They make me think about like lightness, about like this clarity of mind, about like feeling very relieved and kind of shifting your focus. With this intentions card, I'm feeling like it's about shifting the focus to something else and feeling relieved and kind of like even hatching and waiting for those new changes. So it could be for a lot of you that you will change your focus, detach from those emotions, tame your wild side, basically your instincts, your emotional side, and free yourself from something that, a relationship that was not very fulfilling for you. Like it was a heartbreak, it could be a toxic relationship, it could be something that was not working out for you. And you just try to focus more on yourself and on other aspects, which we don't have much about this here. But it could be your career, it could be your well-being in general. I do see you getting very stern. So, and we had the woman holding a coin, I think, in one of the decks. So in the back, so I could talk about you kind of focusing more on either career. Some of you could focus on career. Others could focus on yourself, on your well-being, on maybe taking a vacation, even a holiday off. but kind of like the shift of focus is primary here. Like you decide to change like your perception, kind of like back off from those feelings and yeah, cut them off, if that makes sense. Once again, it's a very specific reading, so hopefully that resonates for you, because there's not much except the feeling situation here that I'm seeing. Also, potentially you could be attracted partially to group number 2. Group number 2? Yeah, group number 2. But then the situation will look a little bit different for you in the future. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below if you're attracted to more than one pile. Now let's have a look into extra messages for your future in this situation. And we have the end of a tough cycle approaches. So yeah, you definitely release of it could be also releasing of negative patterns too. Like the animals, I mean, I talked about relationships. For the majority probably has to do with relationships, because we have the 3 of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, but for others, now I'm getting a message that it could be also releasing negative habits too. It could be both. It could be also both. Claim as many messages that resonates to your situation, but it could be like, it could be both, yeah. It could be that you're also clearing out some negative patterns in your life. On the back, we have a win-win outcome is in forecast, and nothing will come out of the situation. So now here's the thing. With this card, it feels like this is your decision, basically. You feel like the situation doesn't serve you right and you decide to back it off. Because if you're new to my channel, the way I'm doing the readings, I'm looking at the back of the deck and the front. And this kind of like summarizes the situation alongside with the main card of our focus. So this talks about you, this talks about the situation a little bit, if that makes sense. So basically all of it talks about situation, but point is, yeah, you decide that something is not serving you right anymore, you cut it off in your life, and it has a win-win outcome. It's a positive change. It's gonna, at the very least, you're gonna notice that your mental state is gonna be much, much better. And for sure, the end of a tough cycle, emotionally, most likely for you guys, is coming to an end. Yes, Capricorn also associates me with somebody very persistent. So maybe you were very persistent, very dedicated. And we had, I think, like the 10 of Wands in one of the, on the back of the deck, I think. Yeah, we did. So it makes me think of persistence. Perhaps like you did really stay long in this relationship, this unfulfilling situation here. Perhaps you were not able to move on that easily. Perhaps you gave like second chances, second guesses. You were not like very fast to make this like traumatic, let's call it, decision. That is one message that I'm getting to from the Capricorn card here. Another message could be that you or the other person that it relates to is a Capricorn, or you have Capricorn in your prominently in your chart. That could be also the case. Moon, Rising, Sun. It could be also Venus, Capricorn. You or the other person. And yeah, what else to say? We have the full moon. It's about like completing cycles, and we have the Capricorn, which makes me think also about hard work and persistence. So I feel like it really took you like some time, but also effort to make this decision. It was not easy. You had to really back off from like your natural instincts of a sort, like your feelings, your emotions, and really make a clear-headed decision. But I feel like this is gonna really positively influence you. So yeah, I'm talking in the past tense, but this is supposed to be something that's happening in the near future. So yeah, it's still breakthroughs that are coming. But I think these are quite soon, in a couple of next weeks. It's a week's matter. All right, let's get you your last card for the day and see what else can we see here. Military person, how interesting. Okay, on the back we have the short illness and the bereavement. Bereavement talks about like completion of cycles, about new beginnings, about literally burying something and starting something new. We have number 1 here. If you add 1 and 9, it makes it into 1. It is about new beginnings. And if you look at this card, it talks about like 3 and 1 makes into 4. 4 about like stable situations, unbudging situations. 4 is more about security, stability. So maybe a situation that lasted for a bit, you were not really deciding on it. It made you like, it was unhealthy for you. It was not good for you. So this is changing. It's definitely changing. You're changing the situation. And the military person just once again confirms. First, we have the 222 here. 22, 22. It could be a lot of things. Because it's very unusual to get like 22s, like or once, like very often. So it could be either way, it's a birthday date, or it could be just you're seeing a lot of 2s numbers these days. It could be just a message for some of you. But yeah, the military person makes me think about like this Queen of Swords, but like being all collected, being all this together, like making a stern decision that took effort, that you lived through some time in your life with the situation and you realize it doesn't serve you right and you have to do something about it and you do it. It takes a lot of courage. You guys are very courageous. But what's happening in the future is definitely a great, great future because the tough circle, things didn't serve you right, are backing off. Could be also negative habits you're getting rid of for others of you. Negative habits like maybe unstable emotions that have to do with those negative habits and you just backing off from them. You release them and move on and the hard circle is finally over. You're brave, you're amazing, and you made it. That's how it looks like here. Okay, that's all I can see for you, group number 3s. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Hope it was resonatable because it was a very resonatable. Oh my goodness, the pronunciation is really hard with this plant. But anyways, hope I was able to pronounce words correctly and you could follow me. But yeah, that's it for the day. Let me know in the comment section below it resonated but didn't. Also feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. But yeah, feel free to check my other videos until then. And I'll be seeing you hopefully in my next videos. Have a great day and bye. Hello, group number 4s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this very weird shell, which I love it, look how it just blended with the stone. It's so cute. Cute, I mean, it's really, you wouldn't describe it cute, but it's like, it's interesting, right? Okay, enough about the shell. But yeah, if you chose the shell, this is the reading for you about your next breakthroughs that are happening in next months, weeks, depends what we see, what I feel. Also, if you're not a new person here and you've been to my channel before, you might notice that my pronunciation has gotten worse, most likely. The reason behind this is that I took a couple of, if you missed the intro, that is, I took a couple of days off, 2 weeks or so it was, since last time I uploaded, just to take care of my health. So now I have a dental splint, and it's kind of like preventing me from being too clear with my pronunciation. Hopefully you can still follow, and sorry that you had to hear all this intro, but just to justify my horrible pronunciation here and there when it comes. But yeah, get cozy, and let's get started. Once I grab this deck, which is not even that easy. Oh my goodness. Come on, card. Okay, we made it. All right, let's get started. So, group number 4 is your biggest next breakthroughs. We'll take it. I'm usually just taking the top card when a couple of cards comes through. This one. Oh wow, you have a lot of breakthroughs incoming. On the back we have the Justice and we have the 3 of Pentacles. How interesting. So here's the thing. For the next couple of, I think months, this is the first month, this progression happens within the next month. You're going to make a couple of significant connections. Some connections that are going to be very close to your soul. Very close to your soul, very close to your mental state. Like they're going to be like very mentally connected to you. It could talk about romance, but it doesn't have to be necessarily. It could talk just about like really cool new connections. Another thing that I'm getting here is that the Ace of Pentacles talks about new beginnings. And what do we have on the back of the deck again? There was a situation we had to look at. Oh yeah, Justice. And so there is some sort of like legal matters and a material well-being around you. So it could be a job, referring to your job. It could be also like, it could be like changing jobs or something, or getting an opportunity or a promotion. Because when we have the legal or the Justice card in a more or less pentacle energy, more of like a material energy around it, it can talk about like changing. So the legal matters, for instance, it can talk about like legal procedures within your professional environment or your material environment. In this case, I feel like it could refer to a job. We have a little about social circles, so I don't think it has to do much about your home situation, but more about your job, this material aspect here. In your career, I feel like there's going to be a new opportunity happening, and it's going to set ground for something very stable for the next couple of months. At the same time, you're going to build very secure connections within your professional circle, most likely, yeah. Now, we had the Justice card on the back of the deck. This could indicate this could be a promotion, for instance, because you technically need to go through legal procedures to apply for a job and, you know, get it fixed, get it legally done. Oh my goodness, you know what I mean. But anyways, I feel like it has to do with your job. So there's a new a new breakthrough in your career, most likely. It could be also that in the settlement of your career, you meet a lot of people that are so close to your soul, that are so well fit in, that you can just see them being in a long-term future there. So there are some changes in your life in a couple next months that are happening, and they're already happening in the soonest future. And they're kind of setting ground for something real long-term, both your connections, but also your material well-being. Your home and your general life situation, like in your life security, is also impacted by this. I feel like you're going to be very life-wisely secure, like material secure. So this opportunity will let you get you a peace of mind in terms of your finances, a peace of mind in terms of your security. So you'll feel more secure at the very least. And also it will set ground for new connections that are going to last. So this new opportunity brings long-lasting resolutions in your material and emotional a little bit environment, in your place. Now let's get you a couple of oracle cards. What we see more. Angel of Balance. With the Angel of Balance makes me think about like a couple of areas impacted by this Ace of Pentacles, because it came underneath this one, right? In this sequence. So it makes me think that a lot of areas are going to get impacted in your life. Not just your material circle, but also your emotional circle. And also, once again, like if you add this, it makes it into 12, right? This makes it into 3. We have again the social circle. We had also like the Pentacles energy with social circle here. Yeah. Could be that you're bonding with colleagues. Could be that you're meeting new people at your work. Could be that you're meeting people generally in your material environment. But your life situation generally improves in terms of like it gets secure. Your material well-being gets secure. You get a new opportunity in your material world. It could be like possibly in your finances or in your career. And that sets ground into more security in your material world, but also in your emotional, because you might actually meet new people, or you might develop a farther, more secure relationship with the people that you already know. The Angel of Balance talks about like balance and prosperity. I would add to this from my point of view in both areas. On the back we have the Rest and Rejuvenation. I forgot to mention it. And on the other side we have the Woman holding coin. Regardless of your gender, this can talk about you. And then 4 and 2 makes into 6, again about balance. So you will feel very at peace. I feel like this very secure energy here. So this new opportunity will set security in your life in a positive direction, where there's like finances are balanced, your love life is balanced, your connections are balanced, and you might meet your soulmates in terms of your platonic connections or even your relationship. But so far, the relationship aspect is like an extra wonderful bonus to all of this balance that we have here. But yeah, you will feel like this person here. Just look at this and embrace the waves from the vibes from this person, because this is the energy that I'm feeling here with the security atmosphere. Okay, let's get you one more card, and I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera because I probably am. Let's get you this one. Commitment. How interesting. Balance and everything, huh? Good luck on the back, and then we have the Light and your Load. Now, the commitment can talk about not just literal commitment with your loved ones, but it can also talk about commitment in terms of your job and your environment and in general. I feel like you're setting ground. You're getting more secure, right? And this is the commitment that refers to in a balanced way to all of your areas. You get more close and bonded with your friendships. It can be potentially talking about your romantic connection, that you get more bonded with them. But it also I feel talks about your general life situation. Like you get more committed and secured in your life situation. Like you have the security, in terms of your material well-being, in terms of your connections, they're secure and nice, and you feel like this bonding, like this very good, you feel good about them, with them. Basically, this could be interpreted as your soulmate card. So it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be. So this commitment can talk about commitment in your relationships, but can also talk about in romantic, relationships, but it can also talk about your platonic connections and a very nice committed relationship with your platonic connections. The good luck, and then the Light and your Load. Right, things get easier, things get more secure with this new opportunity happening into you. I think it could happen from your job. It could be promotion. It could be just sort of monetization ongoing in your life. Maybe somebody offers you a hand or an idea, or somebody even offers you finances. Maybe you get a loan, which I don't think this is the case, but it could be one of the interpretations of the Ace of Pentacles. But there's some sort of new beginning in terms of your material well-being. Okay, that's being said, let's move to your next set of cards and see what else can we see here. But as you can see, we're fine. We're just gonna take this. This just didn't want to come into the. Okay. Actually, no, I'll reshuffle you because I'm usually not. No, I'll take the card. Call me persistent, but I'll take the card. This one. See? When I take the card, it's literally the same thing from both sides. But anyways, we have to come into life and then we have cleaned the house. Okay. So, what do we have here? Once again, we have like this twos here. It could talk for you about partnerships. It could, yes. It could be that you're balancing your work life, your material world, and your romantic relationships at the same time. But you can see like the angel balance, balancing act again here. It just talks a lot about balance. We also have a come into life. So something like you will feel much lighter and more secure. Like if you had financial worries before, I feel like they're settling down because you have enough to afford your comforts. And your connections are getting improved too. Clean the house can also indicate that you're going to take care of some things that perhaps before you couldn't because of material, perhaps, situations, right? So as far as your material well-being gets better, you also get your life quality improved here and there. Things that perhaps you let off before due to being too busy, working too much, or not being able to afford things. It kind of I feel like there's a healthy balance ongoing with all of those sections in your life. But we can see so far, right? Commitment into your work, commitment into your, I guess that's how it feels to me, a commitment into your relationships, and then a balance between all of those sections in your life. They improve with equal greatness, all of them, which is yay, right? Great, that's a good thing. This one. Confidence is the key to success and new beginnings. On the back we have the balance, spirituality, and practicality. Again, about balance, more about balance. Also, this makes me think, the Pisces always make me think about more of a peaceful, relaxed kind of energy. And we had also this rejuvenation on the back, somewhere on the back of one of the decks I used. So it kind of feels like you're going to have this peace of mind in a good sense. This is how the Four of Pentacles makes me think, kind of security. And prosperity lies ahead. Isn't that great? So yeah, definitely an elevated progress in a lot of sections of your life. Now, the confidence is the key to success. The Leo energies makes me think about career a little bit. It could be that you're thriving in your career, you're getting this new opportunity, yes. And that's where we have the new moon. The confidence and the success, I'm looking at the confidence and success. I feel like your confidence is going to get improved. You're going to feel much more secure, stable in a positive direction, much more rejuvenated and calmed down. So your worries are going to be as we had the light and your load at some point on the back of one of the decks, you're going to just be able to relax, have this proper balance. You'll feel like all of your areas have improved. And the confidence, right, again, you're going to feel very confident because you will have less worries on your shoulders, right? And the success, this opportunity will definitely, I feel like the quality of your life is improving. Whether that's a big amplitude change or small, in any case, a lot of your areas are getting influenced by this new opportunity, material opportunity that comes into your life. And it sets some sort of security in your connections and into your general life security of a sort. Okay. That being said, I think I'm going to get you one more card, right? And then we're going to call it a day. Ooh. Oh, wow. Congratulations. You're getting a little money. That's a very good card to come through. And also what made it really stand out, it's the 11. How peculiar. The previous pile had twos and twos, and you have ones and ones. So this could be a sign that you're seeing a lot of repeated numbers, in specific number ones, because this also can be 2 ones, right? So it could be that if you're getting these signs, a lot of ones these days, it could be a sign that things are going to start moving towards this direction that you were seeing here. So that's the sign that things are finally starting and your guides are with you and they're guiding towards the direction. And they're getting a lot of money. It could be that you're going to get, there's a couple of scenarios that I mentioned about the new material opportunities coming to you. It could be money. It could be even earning money in a lottery, which is just a random example because I'm just looking at this one, but just some sort of material well-being is coming towards you. And I feel like it could be a promotion, it could be something to do at your work, it could be a helping hand from somebody that you know, maybe a business idea. It could be a lot of things, but the point is this new material opportunity is making your all of your life segments improving and giving you the sense of security, stability, and kind of like rejuvenation, and able to calm down and feel peaceful, at least. Also forgot to look at the back of the deck. What do we have here? We have the change and the prison. Okay, so where you felt that you were stuck in a prison, there is coming a change. Good. Where you felt that you're limited, there is a change. That's nice. Also again, number 11, if you add those numbers here. So it comes quite too often for reading those number 11. So it could be a significant number for you. It could be also a sign that you will be seeing a lot of 11 numbers the moment those changes will happen. We have the Leo sign, I forgot to mention. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, I don't remember. But it could be that you or the significant other or your very close soulmate connections that are going to develop or are developing throughout this entire time. Somebody very significant to you can be a Leo too. Or maybe the person. Somehow like somebody significant in the situation can be a Leo. It could also talk about you though. Or you or them could have this in their chart. So that's just an extra information for some of you. But that's kind of it. You have a very good reading, group number 4. You know, it was a very humble stone. It was not like a big shell, but you have like a really positive and great changes. Yay. But okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comment section below what resonated, what didn't. Also, you feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like it. Of course, it really helps the channel. But yeah, feel free to watch all my other videos. There's a couple of career videos. I think I had them there because you have some career ongoing here. So feel free to watch those if they're call out to you. But yeah, I'll see you in my next video and have a wonderful day. Bye.